Welcome back to Cybernetics. So in today's video we'll be starting a new tutorial series on Python. I've come across an Instagram post which had some instructions on how to get familiar with the Python programming language. So I'll go according to that post, and I'll be starting with variables. So what before getting into what variables are in the programming part, let's understand what actually a variable is. So to understand a variable, let me draw a box right here. So I'll name this as box. So in this box I can put in anything. I can put in oranges, mangoes, or bananas. So it can have any value at one time. So and I can so if you want this box to have bananas, you can put it bananas and call it and get the box, and it'll have bananas. If you want it to have mangoes, you can put in mangoes in the box, and when you call the box you'll get mangoes. And when you put oranges inside the box and you call box, you get oranges. So a variable is something of that sort. It can have any value with and it can be accessed with the variable's name, which is in this case box. So that is what a variable is. Now let's get into the programming part of variables. Now let's use these variables in Python programming language. So unlike in any other language, you don't need header files, you don't need to declare the main function, you don't need to the print function or anything. There's no messy syntax or anything. It's just it is the most easiest way of declaring or uh, initiating a variable. So you just have to type the name of the variable, which is x. In this case I'll just write x is equal to 7. You don't need to end the sentence with semicolon unlike in any other programming language. And I'll just print x now, and I'll run the program. You can see we got 7 here. We did not write any main function, any header file, any semicolon, nothing. We do not have anything. Now let's give y is equal to cybernetics, which is the name of the channel. Now when I run the program, we're getting the cybernetics output, which is the value that we pass to y variable, and also we're printing y over here. If you've already done programming before, you might be wondering that we haven't specified any data type to the variable, which specifies what kind of data we're passing to the variables. It can be int, float, string, etc. But in this case, in Python, you don't have to specify the data. The data type that you're passing to the variable, it understands by itself. It's a smart language. It is, trust me, the most simplest language that I've ever learned. It can be really easy for beginners to get started with programming, but I'd recommend everyone to start with C++ or Java, because you'll understand programming much better, and then move to Python. It will be really easy too, but if you have to move to C++ or Java from Python, it will be hard. So okay, now moving ahead. Now let's understand typecasting. Um by default, x variable is int because it's just normal 7. So according to Python, the number is stored as int. Now let's add float of 7 and see how that changes this thing. Now I'll run the program, and you can see that we're getting the output as a decimal value, which is 7.0. It was 7 before. Now let's try something else. I'm declaring another variable, which is x2, and I'll pass a float of x to it. This is another way of printing the 7.0 output. We're just passing variables to another variable. Now if you want to print the type of the variable, just add type inside the print statement. I'll just add type of x and type of y inside the print statements, and I'll run the program, and you can see that we're getting int and string over here. X has the value 7, so it's printing int, and y has cybernetics, which is a string, so it'll be printing string. So That's about the type function. By the way, I forgot to tell you that double inverted commas and single inverted commas are considered as string. There's no difference between them. Okay, so there are some rules that you have to follow to declare a variable. Just keep these three rules in your mind: that a variable should not start with a number, a variable's name should not have gaps in between, and it should not have special characters like plus, minus. It can have underscore, but no other special character. So these are the rules that you have to remember. I've tried 2x over here and it was showing me an invalid syntax error. So yeah, these are the rules that you have to keep in your mind. So that's it in this video. Like, share and subscribe to the video, and follow for more such content.